So, boys and girls, today I'm introducing you to a woman named Victoria Villasana. She lives in Mexico, and she discovered that through sewing, she did a lot on fabric, but then she started to sew on photographs. And it's kind of taken off for her that she's making a living now taking people's photographs and sewing on them. And as she has, she's gotten more and more inventive, and now she's in museums, and it's awesome. If she could talk to you right now, she would tell you that her original inspiration came not only from sewing, but also walking around Mexico, just like we did here, looking for shapes and lines and shadows. And she was thinking all along of those lines being like lines that she could sew on some of the photographs. So what we're going to be doing today is taking a cue from hers and looking at kind of interesting ways to draw lines and shapes, almost treating our sewing as almost like lines that you would make with a marker or something like that. But what we're going to be doing is sewing those designs using different colors and patterns, all depending on your own individual ability in sewing. So let me show you how. So boys and girls, this is where all the thread is going to be. It's always up here, and when you come, if you're like, oh, I really want red thread, it could be that you're going to have to find the tail somewhere. What you'll do is, if this is the color you want, you're going to pull until it touches the floor. While you're down there, you're going to go, oh look, here's some scissors. Fantastic. You're going to come up to the top, and it would be nice if you didn't cut it right next to it, just a little bit, so that the next person that comes, they can see the tail. We already have scissors at the table, so you'll just put this back here and go on your merry way. Sometimes if you pull and it won't go, it needs just a little bit of a tug, but other than that, it works out great. There's two sides, so multiple people can be getting it at a time. If two people want the same color, you understand. Just go ahead. Once you have your piece of thread, you're gonna see that there's two sides to it. We have one side over here, and we have one over here. Now remember, you're gonna be taking one of the needles. There are 4 needles here. You're gonna take one, and when we're finished today, you need to make sure that it's back. Every table is starting with 4 needles, and every table has to end with 4 needles. Now, here is how we're going to be threading the needle. If you look right here at the needle, you can see that if I spin it, sometimes you can see the hole. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Whereas if I spin it a little bit more, do you see how we can't see the hole anymore? It is really hard to get that thread through there if you can't see the hole. So you want to make sure that you twist it so that you can really see the hole there. Do you see that? Now, here is my thread. I'm going to show you one way of doing it. I'm not going to have the thread going all loosey-goosey like that. I'm going to pull it until I have just the tiniest bit right there. Do you see that? See that tiny little bit? Now, my job is going to be able to see the big part of the needle, to line it up. Do you see how I'm lining it up right there? And I'm just going to go squish like wugga, wugga, wugga. And I just have it. Do you see it there? Now, I don't want to go, I did it! Ah! A lot of people celebrate too soon. If you get it through there, please don't pull it out. This is like the very baby beginning. So I've got it pinched, hardly showing. Do you see there? I'm going to lower it down there. And once I think I've got it, I'm going to just do a little side-to-side motion here. And when I see it there, maybe I'm going to very gently set it down or something, because it's like, and then you're just going to take this part, you're just going to pull. You're just trying to get that to come through. And you have now threaded your needle. Now, I will tell you that a way that my grandma taught me. Do you see how sometimes the end gets a little bit frayed? It kind of goes like this right on the end. Something that you can do is that you put it in your mouth. So sometimes if you can't get the needle to go, one thing that you can do is you can put it in your mouth. So you're not going to do this and start using it for breakfast. No. You're just going to lick the end of it, and then you're going to pinch it. That's going to make it stand up nice and straight. Then you're going to bring it all the way down to the end, and then you're going to line it up. And I know I'm making it look easier. It could be it's going to happen next is that we're going to have you stand up, and if it's all up in a tangle like this or something, you need to get it so that the one side is all the way down, and you have this piece here. Hopefully it hasn't pulled out. You're going to take this and you are going to pull until they're together at the end. We need them to be friends. Once you have that done, then I'm going to show you how to make your knot. I've got them even Steven all the way over here, and I now have those two little tails right here. So we did one of the hardest parts, friends, was getting it through the needle. And now we need to tie a knot. Let me show you how I'm going to do that. I'm going to take it and I'm going to make a loop. Then I need to get this under that little loop. So however you want to do it, you could even have it be that you ask a friend that you do this and you say, friend, can you grab it? Or you probably can too. You're going to get that. You're going to pull until you have a knot. Do you see that there? Yep. Now I didn't tie my knot right here. I tried to have it be that my knot is near the end. If you have a big tail like this, you can always trim it, but don't trim it right next to the knot because your knot's going to fall apart. You can just do a little bit like that and push him off to the side, but you don't have to. Now, boys and girls, once you have this, you are ready to rock and roll. Thank goodness. Now, let's think back to our friend Victoria. Victoria liked to put on details with the thread. So something that I might want to do with Archer is to kind of follow these lines and have some thread coming out of there. Now, boys and girls, we're always going to start from the back. And some of you have heard me say before that it's kind of like a dolphin. The dolphin comes from the bottom. He's going to swim up into the air. Let me show you over here. So here's the water. Our dolphin, let's say he's a very fancy fish. He's swimming around here, having a grand old time. But when he's going to pierce through the water, he's going to come up. And now because Mr. Jumpy Fishy is up here, is he going to go all the way around the world to go back up under the water? No. Our fishy's up here. He's just going to come back down to the water. And when he wants to come back up, he's just going to go back up. So let me show you how this is going to work with Archer. Here's Mr. Swimmy Dolphin, Fishy. Here's my water right here. I'm going to go up through the bottom, and then I'm going to pull. Now, I'm going to hold this here, and I know that I want to have my first one kind of by his hand. So do you see me poking through here? I'm going to, so my dolphin is now above the water. Do you see that? And so we're going to pull, keep pulling until the dolphin's like, I can't go anymore. It's kind of like he's on a leash. So dolphin's up here like going, hey, what happened? Well, the dolphin, if he wants to go back down, he's not going to travel around the world to go back up. No. He's up above the water. So he's going to jump back down here. But what's fun is Archer gets to decide, does he want a string to go over here, to go over here, to go over here, to go over here? He can go wherever he wants. So maybe he's going to come here. So he's going to poke. He's got all that here. Mr. Dolphin is like, I'm going back down under the water. I love it down here. Look at me go. I'm having such a great time. Oh, I can't go anymore. Now, don't let Mr. Dolphin start to curl the ocean. No, 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 no. He's down here. Now, Mr. Dolphin might say, ooh, I'm going to do another line right here. But you might be back here saying, I don't know where the dolphin should go up. I'll tell you a little secret. What you can do is poke a little hole where you know you want it to start. And then back here, when you see it, you can be like, I know where to go. You're gonna do this, and Dolphin's gonna jump, jump, jump. He's having such a great time. Look at him go. He's going out. Ran out of space. Now, the dolphin is above the water, so now he's gonna go back down over here, and he is going to. Oh no! Now what happened? People will say, Miss Heathers, I ran into a major problem. But do a little investigating. Be like, what's holding this up? Oh, it's just that the string got caught on the corner. No big deal. Oh, this is another problem you might run into. You might say, it can't pull it anymore. Just kind of pull it. It just made a little knot. Let's say that Archer comes back here and he realizes he only has a little bit of yarn left. What I'm going to do, and this is definitely cheating with the sewing world. So look here. I'm going to cut that. I'm going to take this off because I'm going to use that for my next color. And I'm going to just give you a little piece of tape, and I want you to tape down your tail. Now, Sage has this idea on hers that she would like to have these rays of light coming out of her hand. Right here, you can kind of see what she was thinking. And the red dots indicate the holes that would be helpful for her to have. Now, if you already know that you have an idea for holes, what you can do is use this little hole, this pad here. You're going to put your project on top of it. And if there's multiple people at your table who are wanting to do this, you can do it quickly and then do it. No one is ever going to be like, going all over the place. But if she knows that she wants those rays coming out of her hand, what she can do is just poke a few holes on here. And then what's nice is that they're going to go through and it's not going to hurt our table too much. Now, she knows she wants to start here, but she knows she wants her rays to come out here. So she can do a couple out here. And then once she has those holes poked there, she's ready to go. So she can put her needle into one of those holes here. Pull, 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 pull. And then she's going to find one of these and go there. Now, when she comes back here, she's like, oh yeah, there's one of my holes right there, already ready to go. It doesn't go through the paper, just love it through. And she can come back down over here. So she's just gonna have all these rays of light and laser beams coming out of her hand. Now, I would prefer that they not go over your face. So look here. Do you see how if this comes back over here, we're going to be covering up her face? What you can do is just bring it down, kind of near her face, and then you would pick it up from about here. If I'm not sure, I can poke a hole right there and bring it here. That's kind of an advanced technique, but I have a feeling many of you are ready to do something like that. So once again, I'm going to find a hole from back here and bring it over here. And then after this, if she wanted to add some more, if she was like, oh, I'd kind of like to have a ray over there, she probably can just go right back into a hole that she already had here and bring it here. So what I like is that she hasn't gone over her face, and I can clearly tell that the sewing is coming out. I had this dream of having this going over, but it was kind of annoying for her to keep trying to find where the places were for her to sew. So what she can do is put this on this pad like I showed you in the other one, and she can go and just poke some holes in here, going around, leading back over to her hand. That way, when she lifts it up, look at that. All of her holes are ready to go. And now she can just pop right into here, and she's not fishing at all for where she's supposed to go next. Now here was Killian's. Killian was thinking that he wanted to have a star. So look, all Killian has to do to make this easier for himself is to think, okay, if I'm gonna have a star right here, I'm gonna need a hole going from here to here, and a line going from here to here, and a line going from here to here. All he had to do was to borrow this from his friends real quick, and then he could start to put those in there, going from one hole to the next. Right here, and you get the idea. Now, last thing, some kids have been pricking their fingers. I do not want anyone to do that on purpose. However, if you do prick your finger, you're probably going to have just the tiniest little dot of blood. Here's the thing. God created us that when our blood starts to leak out of our body, out of a hole, the blood will automatically start to thicken right around that spot. We call it clotting. So if you start to have a little bit of blood come out your finger, in order to get the clotting to begin, you're going to put your thumb over that and you're just going to squeeze. You're applying pressure to the part that's leaking, that's bleeding. And you just do a quick count to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And when you open it up, it's probably not going to be an issue anymore, and you're going to be ready to move on. Once the whole project is finished, we're going to be sliding them into these suite frames, so no one's ever going to see all the stuff that's on the back, so that someday you can display it and hang it up like that. I just want to remind you that when you stand up, you're going to be pulling the thread all the way down to the floor. While you're down there, grab your scissors, and you're going to give it a cute little cut up there near the top. Then you're going to find whatever way possible to be able to thread that needle and to get the thread through there. After you've done that, you're going to pull until the two ends are together. Once you do that, with those two ends, you're going to make a loop. And then probably just like you do when you're tying your shoes or whatever, that double end there needs to get tucked under and through that hole so that you can pull it to be able to tie your knot. I just want to quickly show you that these were just some different things that kids did. This was just today. They're still going to get to do it next week. You might have a different background, but it's just kind of the same idea. And next week also, I'll be giving you buttons and sequins and things like that. Today, we just need to get our sewing down and our skills. Have fun.